Let's go. Hi everybody, my name is Anni Leinonen and I work at the Career Services as a career counselor. And today I'm going to talk about job hunting in Finland and how it works and what doesn't work here and so on. First of all, we've been doing this quite long at LUT and now in both universities at LUT and Lab. So and we are working really tightly in the employer interface, so we know what works in Finland and what doesn't, and this is what we know based on our experiences working at the career services. So what is special in Finland in the recruitment environment in Finland? The employers are not only looking for competencies, they're also looking for people, personalities. So it's not only about your degrees, it's certainly not about your grades or GPAs, it's about you as a person. What can you bring to the employer? Of course, you need to have some competencies. You need to have your degrees, you need to have your technical skills. It's not only about that, it's a lot more about your transferable skills and about what kind of a person you are. Because they are usually looking for team members. We usually work in teams in Finland and internationally as well. So you need to fit to the team. And that's why your personality matters as well. And that's why you need to bring it out in your job hunting tools. In your CV, in your cover letter, in your LinkedIn profile. Even though they are official documents, they are official, but still bring something about your personality as well. What else? The employers are looking for a long-term relationship. So they want to see your motivation and talent. Because recruiting new people is it's a long and expensive process. And the orientation of a new employee takes time, roughly a year usually, or a bit more than that. So that's why there's no point in hiring anyone who will commit to the job for a year and a half, 2 years maybe. That's a bit too short period for the employers. They want to see and hear commitment. So, and if they ask about it in the job interview, for example, then it would be smart for you to say that you are interested in the organization, and you need to give reasons for that, why you're interested in the organization, and that you'd like to work for them for a longer period. Nobody expects you to stay there forever. that just doesn't happen anymore. But at least 5, 6, 7 years. Then it's worth, employing new people. What else? You, as applicants, you need to be initiative and active. You need to network. Networks are really crucial in Finland. So you need to know people, you need to get to know people, send emails, call, and go for the hidden job market. Because most of the positions that we have in Finland, they are never advertised anywhere. They go through the networks instead, or not only in the networks, but also so that the people who are interested in the organization as an employer, they contact the employer themselves. They call and have a pitch and tell what they can offer to the employer, and then maybe send in CV after the phone call. And it may happen that they don't need anyone right then, but half a year later or a year later, that you might still get a phone call from the organization, and then they would like to invite you to an interview. So you need to be active as well. And the last point here, employers prefer job experience over education. That's how it is in Finland. So, as I already told you, you need to have the degree. You need to have certain technical skills for certain jobs. But still, work experience is more important in Finland. than the actual educations you have. And that it doesn't have to, the work experience doesn't have to come from your own field. All work experience is valued in Finland. So whatever you have, it can be voluntary work, it can be internships, summer jobs, whatever you have, whatever you can offer the employer, that's good for them because you have learned important working life skills in those positions as well. And that's what you are marketing to the employers. What are the skills and competencies you've learned in those experiences? Okay, any questions, anyone? At this point?
Yeah, actually, I was wondering, so is there any specific characteristics to like sectors of jobs? For example, I feel like for the IT sector, there are way more postings, for example, on LinkedIn and on other platforms than maybe for management or for engineering. So I feel like, is it the case that many fields have their own specifications? So for mechanical engineering, I would guess that networking is more of a thing than posting on LinkedIn.
Yeah, and it tells about the labor market as well, because the IT sector, they are in a really, strong need of workforce. So that's why they advertise so much, because they don't have enough people working for them. So it's also the amount of advertised positions also tells something about the labor market. So yeah, I would say that it's more about that. The more you have advertised positions, the more workforce they just need within the field. But networking, it goes through all the fields that we have in Finland. Networking is crucial, whatever the field is. It doesn't really matter if it's IT or mechanical engineering or whatever, networking is crucial.
And because I think, is it the case that for LUT, the biggest networking event is
Duuni Day?
Yeah, Duuni Day, right? Or
Yes.
is there any other opportunities that students might have?
Well, whenever you have any opportunities within the courses that you have here, within the degree program, because all our degree programs, they cooperate with the companies. So whenever you have some projects, anything linked to your degree program, you just need to grasp the opportunity and to network with the companies like that. And you can also arrange job shadowing days yourselves if you want to. We have some really good instructions for that at the career services. Unfortunately, we are not going to do that for you, but if you're interested in networking, then you just need to you need to do the work as well. And you can actually contact the companies yourselves. I can use myself as an example, because my previous degree is from the field of education, and I used to work as a teacher. So my networks were in the field of teaching, and I only basically knew teachers. But then when I started studying counseling, I understood that if I wanted to get a new job within the field of counseling, I needed to expand my networks to counseling. And that's what I did during my counseling studies. It didn't happen by itself. I actually did it myself. So I arranged, was it 6 different internships that I did during my studies? Yeah, 6, I think. And I did all that myself. I arranged 6 different internships. Some of them were more like job shadowing days. But anyhow, I kind of pushed myself to different organizations in order to know more people within the field of counseling. And once I graduated, I completed my degree in counseling. I didn't get any job. Oh, yeah, well, actually I did, but I didn't get a job that I would have wanted to have, because that's how it is quite often. but I still managed to get a job through my networks. That one wasn't advertised anywhere. And then 2.5 years later, they advertised, LUT advertised this position that I'm in right now. And surprise, surprise, I had done one internship at LUT during my studies, and it certainly helped me when I applied for this job that I'm in right now. So this is how it works. You need to be active yourselves and grasp all the opportunities that you have during your studies. Good questions. Anything else? If not, let's... Yes, please.
Yeah, I wanted to know whether language can be a barrier for the recruitment purposes.
Yes and no. Language is a big deal, yeah. So we encourage you to learn Finnish if you want to get employed in Finland. You don't have to master Finnish. You don't have to know everything, and you don't have to be native speakers. But it's enough to have this, coffee table conversation level of Finnish in Finland. That helps you a lot if you can achieve that level during your studies before applying for work in Finland. And then you will learn more once you get to work in Finland. But yeah, the Finnish employers expect you to know at least some Finnish, and they value all the Finnish skills that you have. Yeah, a good one. Anything else?
Does it also applies to the IT, like the software engineering in those?
Yes, but this is something that is changing all the time in Finland, and in the Helsinki region, in the capital region, we have a lot of workplaces where you can actually operate totally in English, and you don't need Finnish anywhere. But most of the companies, most of the organizations and corporations still expect at least some Finnish skills. So I would say that it depends on the company. If it's a big one, if it's in the capital region, then you might survive without any Finnish skills. But it depends on the company, really.
Okay. So does the university provide courses for Finnish language?
Yes, the language center does. Yeah. So actually, I don't have a slide on it, but yeah, language center offers Finnish as a second language courses. Yeah. Okay. And they start from the scratch. You don't have to know anything once you attend the courses. So yeah, I warmly recommend attending the courses.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good. Shall I move on? Yes, there's nothing new there, but let's take a look at this. So this is the job hunting process from the applicant's point of view. And why I wanted to show you this is that this is what we see quite often at the career services, that our students start from here. They start from preparing their job hunting tools. But where you actually should start is these two steps here, the first two steps. So first of all, you need to identify your own interests. You have to narrow your options down a bit, because every time you search for or apply for a job, you need to tailor your job hunting documents to fit the position. And you also need to figure out what are the positions, tasks, areas of work you are interested in. And once you are aware of that, it's a lot easier to prepare your job hunting documents to fit the positions. So if you have one CV and one application and you're going to apply for 150 positions with the same documents, it's not going to work. You're not going to get invited to a job interview. You need to tailor your CV, cover letter to fit the position you're applying to. And if you do it properly, you can only apply for one position a day because it takes a lot of time, unfortunately, and that's what we know here at the Career Services. And it's not only for the international students, it's also for the Finns. That's how it is. Applying for a job is a full-time job. Yeah, and then this is crucial. This is really, really important in Finland. In your job hunting documents, you are selling your expertise and skills to the employer. So that's why you need to identify your skills first. You need to be aware of your own skills, and you need to verbalize them in your job hunting documents. And after you are aware of the first two steps, then you can prepare your job hunting tools, and you need to modify them to fit the positions you're applying to, and then you can start sending in applications. And if your CV and application are good enough, you get invited to an interview. And there may be these psychological tests, for example, depending on the place you're applying to. And then you get selected. And then there may be these pre-employment checkups, such as medical checkup. And that's just, a formality, and then you write the contract. So this is what it looks for you guys. But if we look at the employer's point of view, it looks a bit different. So this is what you see when you read job ads. You see external ads, right? But there's a lot before that going on in the companies, because external recruitment processes are always really difficult and expensive for the employers. So that's why they want to make it easier for themselves, and they don't publish the job ads right away. Of course, first they identify the need that they have. Okay, we need one new career counselor, for example. And first they do an internal search within the company. If it's a big organization, somebody might want to change his or her job within the organization and come from some other team. And that's the easiest way for the organization. Okay, of course, there's a gap then in some other team, but anyhow, this is where the big organizations start from. They do an internal search first. And if that doesn't lead to anything, then they will reach for their networks. Are there some suitable candidates in our own networks? So this is where you want to be at. Because, as you know, advertised positions, there are always like tens of applications for the advertised positions, hundreds of applications for advertised positions. But if the position isn't advertised anywhere, and if you happen to be in the network, there aren't that many people competing from the same position with you. So this is this is easier for you to be in the networks. And then you'll probably get invited if you happen to know the right people. Okay, and then after that, if the network search doesn't help, if there isn't any suitable candidates within the networks, then they'll do an external advertisement, and then they will, the process is the same. as for the applicants. But yeah, networks are really important, and Finnish language skills. We have done this easy for you. If you want to go for the advertised positions, we have a long list of job portals for you. We have collected them in Job Teaser Info Bank, and you can. I have the link later on in my slides, but you can access Job Teaser with your LUT email and password. So we have collected a long list of job portals there. And one more thing about this, if you're going to use the job portals as a source for positions, it's not enough to use 1 or 2 portals only. You need to use at least 6 or 7 portals, because all the employers won't use all of them. So that's why you need to be active in many different portals in order to find the right positions that could suit you the best. But yeah, we have some other sources as well. Social media is a good source of advertised positions. LinkedIn, especially, as you know. And you can also find jobs Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and so on. And these are the hashtags that you can use if you use Finnish in your searches. Company web pages, a really good source of information. So if you're able to define the employers that interest you, then you can go directly to the company web pages and check if they have advertised any positions there. If not, please feel free to contact the company anyway. And yeah, then we also have these recruitment companies in Finland. So, because the recruitment processes are always expensive for the companies and they take a lot of time. And typically the companies don't have the time. They may have the money, but they don't have the time. So they like to outsource their recruitment processes. And they can outsource the whole process for companies like this, for example. Academic Work, for example, a really good company for many tens, thousands, hundreds of academic positions. So I warmly recommend you to be in these platforms as well. And for you guys, it's free of charge because the companies pay the costs. They pay for the recruitment processes and then you just apply for the jobs. Yeah. Any questions, anyone? If not, let's talk about the hidden jobs. So this is a fact, not only in Finland, but in many other countries as well. About 80% of the positions are so-called hidden jobs, which means that they are never advertised anywhere and never will be. So how does it work then? The post will be filled if a suitable person actively asks for it at the right time. Or if you happen to be in the network, if you happen to know the right people, then they can contact you if they have a suitable position and then they remember, okay, we have this person here who could actually do this job. Maybe I'll just give him a call, give her a call. Yeah, but anyhow, this is how it works. And for the companies, this is more effective, both financially and time-wise. So this is why they want to avoid advertising positions. They want to make it easier for themselves. And when you think about networking, me personally, I know that I'm not good at networking because I'm a private person and I like to keep my life that way. I only have a small amount of people that I trust and that I like to interact with, and I kind of select people really carefully, the ones that I want to spend my life with. But I'm not the only one. Only 6% of people believe they are good at networking. This is a survey conducted by Sitra in 2016. So I'm not the only one, and you're not the only one if you think like that. But still, we can still do it if we think about it. I gave you the example of my counseling studies and how I actively built my network during my counseling studies because I knew that I had to do it. So it was a mission that I had during my counseling studies, and you can do it as well. Just grasp all the opportunities that you have. Arrange job shadowing days, internships, any projects that you can do with the companies that work with your degree program, and so on. Okay. This is how you can reach for the hidden jobs. You can contact interesting companies directly, and that's what I've done as well. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and usually it doesn't work right then. They may not have the need right then, but 2 months, 3 months later, 5 months later, that you may still get a call from them, and then they can have the need for you. And that's why it's important to be active, even though it could be frustrating every now and then. And then you also need to be aware of what's happening within your field. So whenever there are these big sales or project announcements in the companies, that means that they're going to need more people working for them. They're going to recruit more people. So if there's something like this going on in the companies, then you want to be active and contact the companies before they start advertising the places. Growing companies, yes, that too, they need more people as well. You need to be active in your networks, not only in your online networks, but also at the campus and so on. Recruitment events such as Duuni Day will be organized in late November this year. We had to postpone it from January to November because of the pandemic, but it's happening and it's going to be a big event again. And yes, you need to be available in the CV databases, recruitment companies that I just mentioned, and you need to expand your network. Any questions, anyone? This is a really good video on how our international alumni have found job in Finland, have found work in Finland. And this is a short one. Could we possibly watch this? And I'm not sure what's going to happen if I click it. Are you still going to hear the sounds or not? I have no idea how this Google Meet works. Any ideas on that one?
I mean, we can always try. Otherwise, we'll also link everything that you've mentioned on our Facebook page, and we'll post all the links later. So we can try right now and then see if it works.
Let's see what happens. Because in Teams, I need to select separately that I want to share the sounds as well, but I don't know. I have no idea. Can you hear the sound? It just went on. No.
No.
Let's try. I'm gonna share my my window here, and let's see what happens. Now you can see my screen,
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
What about the sounds?
No, it's not there.
Okay. That's unfortunate. But then I'll just recommend you to watch the video later on.
Yeah, we will post a link to it after the session. Yeah.
Yeah. one more thing. Do we still have time, or shall I wrap it up?
We still have time. Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm gonna show you this slide here. Actually, 2 slides. That one. Okay. Can you see it now? Yes, you can. Yeah, good. So, this picture is from our career monitoring survey from 2020. So the people who have answered to this survey are LUT alumni who have graduated 5 years earlier. So in this case, in 2015. And this illustrates the skills that they need in their everyday working life. So they've been working in Finland for at least 5 years now at this point. So, and now if you read this list here on the left-hand side, I'll let you read it first. Yes, so these are the skills that they need the most in their everyday working life. What kinds of skills are these, in your opinion? Are these technical skills, transferable skills, self-management skills? What types of skills are these? Transferable skills are the same as soft skills. Any ideas?
I would call all of them soft skills from my perspective.
Exactly.
Soft skills.
Exactly. So it doesn't really matter what you have studied or what your what your expertise is, because you're going to use these type of skills anyway in your everyday working life. So this is really typical in any expert position in Finland nowadays, and not only in Finland but also in other countries. Of course, you need to have those certain technical skills as well, and they differ from the depending on the position that you have. But mostly it's about this: problem solving, information retrieval, stress tolerance, and so on. And actually, if I look at this list, I'm not an engineer. I'm not from the field of business. My background is totally different, but I still have an expert position at LUT. And these are the skills that I use in my everyday working life. So doesn't really matter what you do as long as you have these skills and as long as you can demonstrate to the employers that you have these skills. These are the most important skills to sell in your job hunting documents to the employer. Any questions, anyone?
I think I actually have one, but it's quite specific about a CV. Because one detail that I found to be very different in different countries and very vital as well is whether you add your photo on your CV or not. Is it common to add photos in Finland?
Yes, highly recommended.
Okay.
Yes, a good one. Yes, it's highly recommended because that helps the recruiters to remember you. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Not at all. So this is a simple key to success or path to success. First, you need to define your professional skills very well, and you need to bring them out in your job hunting documents, CV, application letter, LinkedIn profile, and you also need to be able to tell about them in the job interview. That's it. And then one slide on career services. Where can you find our services listed here? Now that you mentioned the CV, we have a platform called Find Your Career in Moodle. And there are 15 different modules there related to career planning and job hunting. There's a module called Update Your CV, a module called Tell About Your Skills, a module called Create a LinkedIn Profile for Job Hunting, and, for example, a module called can't remember the right name, but anyhow, it's about the cover letters. So if you want to get individual feedback on your job hunting documents, please use that platform and return your job hunting documents for us for evaluation. And you'll actually get comments from us for your job hunting tools. But you need to read the instructions first in order to know what kinds of documents work in Finland, what works best here. And then you just modify your CV, for example, according to the instructions given in the module. And then after that, you can return it for us for commentary and evaluation. And then you'll get comments from us. But it's there, it's at Job Teaser. If you go there, all our services are listed there, and you can find the platform there as well. But in Moodle, called Find Your Career. Okay, and that's it. That was my speech today.
Yes, thank you very much, Elina. It was a pleasure to have you. And yeah, I think we can follow up with some questions if there are any.
Yes, I'm more than happy to answer your questions if you have any. Joshua, did you have something?
No.
Okay, I thought you did. Anyone else?
Yes. Yeah. So I get that, like yeah, you can go first. No problem.
Yeah, okay, so I would like to ask a question. So if you just sometimes you mentioned that your work experience and your technical skills are essential, and in other situations that it is also your soft skills are quite essential. So if we pick two different persons, so one of them who do not have any work experience but had some brilliant soft skills, and he or she could demonstrate it clearly on the interview, and another person who do not have such soft skills, he or she might be a bit shy or something like that, but he or she definitely have some strong technical background and skills. So who of them most likely get the job?
That's a tricky question. I don't know if I have any answer to that one, but I would say that it's a matter of, it's a whole package that they evaluate. Every applicant is a whole package. Sorry for using this term of people, but anyway, so they evaluate the whole package. So it's a combination of work experience and the skills that this person has, and the personality as well. So and they always want to hire the best candidate. Superheroes don't exist in the world of work search. Perfect candidates don't exist, and the job ads are always huge wish lists. And nobody can meet all the requirements. If you meet 70% of them, 60% of them, you can still apply for the job, because that's good enough.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. Arsalan, did you have something?
So I had a question regarding the work experience. So I get that the companies expect us to have some kind of experience, but for fresh graduates, so will we get the opportunities for the internship from the university, or do we also need to look out for them ourselves also?
You need to apply for the internships yourselves, and in Finland they are quite often called summer jobs. But they are professional jobs, not just selling ice cream or cleaning or whatever. They are really professional jobs, even though they are called summer jobs, and that equals to internships in many other countries. And the Finnish recruitment environment expects the students to apply for the internships part-time jobs, any job opportunities themselves. That's why we don't have any ready-made solutions for any of our students, because the employers don't want that. They want you to be active and they want you to find the work yourselves. That's how it works in Finland, unfortunately. I know that in many other countries, the universities offer opportunities, but not in Finland, not really.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry for bringing all this bad news all the time. I'm just trying to be honest here.
No problem.
Yeah,
that's
thank
good.
you. Okay, anything else? Anyone? The language center. So that was one thing. But I think I hope you can find the right information. If you use LUT, for example, and find language center from there, and then you should find Finnish as a second language studies as well. Do we have a chat here somewhere or not?
Yes, we do. It's on the right corner.
It's there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I'll just, mute myself and I don't know if you still have something to discuss, and I can search for the right links for you and write them in the chat.
Sure.
If you want to.
Yeah, thank you. And we actually did have a last segment because Artemi, and this relates to Aksawan's question in the beginning. Artemi is actually did actually find a job in Finland, so we had this small segment where he shares his tips or his experience in Finland workforce.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations. Sounds really good.
Thank you. Yeah, I could share some small tips, that then maybe Oksana also helps me with this, that could help you, really to find a job. So I could say that first of all, your LinkedIn profile might be one of the most essential things, because when some recruitment search for a candidate, they firstly, so what they mostly look for is for your basics in profile. So who you are, what experience you have, what studies, and something else. If you're actively looking for a job, you definitely have to mention it in your LinkedIn profile, because it is possible to just you have some kind of a green badge that you are open for a job at the moment. And as well as it was said before by Anni, that it's really essential if you develop your network, because you could see some kind of a hidden positions that some hiring managers could promote in LinkedIn first inside their network, and then they publish it on some kind of as an external opportunity to found someone. But as it's really was said in the beginning, that if you have a chance to find some kind of a hidden position, it would be much better for you to give you some benefits, because you definitely will have less competitors to compete with. And so what could I can also say about a language, especially in IT sphere, that so I got a job as a software engineer, and mostly in common software engineering position, you really do not have kind of deep skills in Finnish language. So at least from my side, I have quite a few knowledge about Finnish language. I do not mostly use it in my daily life, but of course it is appreciated by your employer if you have at least something. If you could have some kind of elevator talk or some short speech in Finnish, it is also good. But in general, in English is enough. in IT sphere, even there in Finland. And of course, it might depends on the region, but in central region, especially in the Helsinki, in Helsinki, where most of the IT companies are international, and you still have to work in international environment when your colleagues are from Sweden, from European other countries, and you still have to communicate with them in English. So it is quite essential that you have a good English skills first. Yep. So, and by the way, if you have any questions, yeah, you're quite open to answer them. Yeah, I would be glad to answer your questions. If you have so.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe my colleague Ahsan have something to add.
Yeah, for me, the best thing happens with me was the LinkedIn profile, and that's landing me for a job. And sometimes employers are also searching for specific type of, you can say, employees, or in software development, developers or software engineers. So the best thing has to be that you have to mention some specific keywords in your projects that you have been done in your past experiences. And this was one of the thing that provided me the job opportunity. Let's say I have been working in Microsoft Dynamics CRM and .NET MVC frameworks. So that was the thing. The company contacted me regarding the job opportunity, although I didn't apply for that. And from that scenario, I was able to be in their search list. So this is the one of the major thing that can happen to you guys as well. Rather than you are searching, sometimes companies are also searching for specific employees for specific projects or technology stack. And the second thing is that try to mention what you have been done in your past experiences. If sorry, I am just discussing about software engineering and this kind of and job experience, because I have been facing these things. But the thing is, nowadays I am also looking for, let's say, although I have job, but I am also willing to switch my job to data analysis or data science, because my degree is related with that specific field. But in my current company, I'm trying to do some things related with data sciences as well. So as the Anna said that you have to be look into your company's internal network as well. There might be possibilities of some other positions that you can fit on. So these are some things, tips you can follow. So for me, the best thing was for keep your LinkedIn profile update, what you are doing and what you have been done. So as Artemi also said, that open your network or just put some green icons that okay, you're looking for a job, and there should be something that catch the interest of the employer.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys. So I also have a question about the academic job. So what is the academic job situation in Finland?
I think that if you are looking for some career in academia, so as far as I've contacted with many companies when I've been searching for a company for my master's thesis, and most of them tells me that if you will be looking after your graduation for some research position or research and development positions, they are most likely to see you as a PhD student. So either you have your PhD in progress, or you have already completed your PhD. But most of these positions here, they required your quite broad experience, especially in research in university first, because sometimes master's research is not quite deep as PhD actually is. And when employer wants to hire you as a researcher, they really expect that you have some research background. So I hope this this exactly relates to your question you asked, so about a career in academia. Yeah. But the general situation, as I saw it, it was so that you have to at least start your PhD position, and if you already started it, most of the companies are quite happy to work with you. So maybe in terms of you will do some more research for them, kind of simultaneously to your actual academic research related to your PhD in university. It also might be quite helpful, and companies are open to work with the students who are on PhD studies at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, so if there are no further questions, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us, and thank you, Artemi and Hassan, for sharing the insights of Finland's career and just finding a job. And we hope it was insightful for you guys. So, yeah, thank you, everyone, and have a great day. If you have any more questions, you can just reach out to us on our platforms, and I've already mentioned, but we will provide all the links that Anna mentioned today on our Facebook page and also on our LinkedIn. So you'll get all the links necessary. Yeah, and that's it.